The local club scheduled a fly-in for October 4th, but they ended up scheduling another one a couple weeks before just to try to hit the weather right, and the forecast looked really good. I hadn't been out there in quite some time. And this is Will launching 2 gliders ahead of me. Here's the first thermal I'm topping out in, 4,000 feet, launches at 2,100 feet. You can see a couple gliders under me down in front of launch, and there's a couple more above me. In total, there's 9 of us flying today. There's me, Richard, Will, Mike, Soham, Avi, Oleg, Todd, Jim, and Chris came with Mike to help drive. It's really nice conditions. The forecast was great. It's a little bit windy. There's some significant drift taking me away from launch towards Horseshoe. That's Horseshoe Mountain right there, right next to Lake McClure. And this first thermal was pretty decent once I started getting up above the mountain. I launched at about 2:30 p.m., which I'm happy about too. I'm over at Horseshoe, thermaling with Avi and Soham. Soham was the first to launch. This is really just a few minutes after my last clip. I'm not going to post every thermal, but this was cool because we're all thermaling together. I don't think I did that a lot in this flight. I'll have to see the rest of my footage. I don't know. This year, I think my only thermal flight was an hour or less at Windy Hill and maybe an extended slider at Mission. And it's been a few years probably since I've had a good flight here at McClure. All 3 of us are on toplesses. I think some of the king-posted ones might have been hesitant to come here over to Horseshoe. They drift over here, but because of the headwind going back, it's not that far, but yeah, it is a concern if you get low for sure. So a topless helped a little bit today, I think. I'm arriving back over launch now and thermaling up with Richard and Mike, and I think a couple others are around. Somebody's getting drilled down there, heading toward the LZ. This is 90 minutes later. So what happened in the meantime is Soham topped out at 6,100 feet, and I went back to Horseshoe and did a loop over the valley, tried going north a ways, and came back here, and on the way back, hit a monster 1,000 foot per minute, rocketing me up to, and for me, for here, that's big. Remember, this is a low altitude site, and it took me up to 5,700 feet. That might be the highest I've ever been here. There are some good-looking clouds to the east, way out there. There's really none where we are, just some high clouds. After I got high, I went north to tag Pinon Blanco, the fire lookout shown here. In northy wind like this, it's trash in the whole area. No reason to be here but to do this and go back. This is my 4th trip to Horseshoe today, where it is really smoothed out now. Wide, light lift, very low effort, mostly just going back and forth along the ridge at this point. But unfortunately, I am getting uncomfortable after over 3 hours. Everybody else is on the ground at this point. One reason I'm flying as long as I can, this LZ is notorious mid-afternoon, not safe. I've landed here many times, and later I did hear the landings were all pretty wild. No damage though. Everybody here today is pretty experienced. And the sun is getting low, so it should be winding down. I'm gonna start making my way towards the LZ. All right, setting up my landing. The windsock is still switching around even this late. It's 6 o'clock, an hour till sunset. So 3.5 hours, I'm all right with that. I'm landing at a half VG. I'm on a Lightspeed RX. Sometimes half can be good. I think looking back, a quarter is the right call here because of the way it was still switchy even this late, and maybe a little more airspeed. It's just all that is more physically demanding, and I'm feeling lazy and tired. And this is a shallow downhill into an uphill. The trick, of course, on a high-performance glider is you really want to get low early and hug the ground all the way.